Impressive, yeah? Nemophila. Last Forever. Another cover. I stopped doing reactions to Nemophila videos quite a while back when they were doing cover after cover after cover. And I've also said in the past, they are the queens of covers. There isn't a cover they haven't done where they haven't absolutely nailed it every single time. So there's no doubt they can do covers. But a cover band never got anywhere. It's fine for bands to do covers, especially when they're starting out. That's what a lot of bands do. A lot of new bands do covers of songs to get them recognised. And I'll tell you an anecdote at the end of this video, if you'd like to listen to it, about cover bands and my experience with cover bands and bands in general, comparing them to bands in Mexico. So these are ladies of exceptional skill, talent and professional musicians. So why they insist on doing covers, I do not know. Covers don't get you recognition and covers do not make you money. All that being said, I do like this particular song, and seeing as they're finding their feet after Saki left, and they're just churning out music as far as I'm concerned, re-releasing old stuff and doing other covers, then of course they deserve it. They deserve a listen, at least. They deserve a listen. And as I said, I like this song. I do believe that Mayu is using a vocoder on her voice. Very common, especially in electronic music. I'll give an example. My voice without a vocoder. My voice using a vocoder. Definitely.
Really bad. Dissatisfaction doesn't come back. Before we all go.
There's a lot of drum work in this, more than you'd think.
We're free. You define a belief now. This you never trouble or score. Knows how to spend your life. Black, verified. Every single way is a strainer. Who knows where we are? What we trust. Tell me what we should be ashamed of. Don't think this life will last forever. Our voices go
Somebody commented in my previous Nemophila reaction, and they said that Mayu's wearing braces on her teeth, and that's the reason she's not opening her mouth so much. Or maybe it's the reason she's hiding behind this pop screen in front of a microphone. I don't know. Not a lot for Hazuki to do. I wonder who chooses the songs, the cover songs that they do. I'm sure they all have input, but I can see Mayu having a big input on the cover songs, because it appears to me she has a much wider range or choice of songs in her repertoire.
If maybe I could change, if I could break the cycle, show up for myself, show up for my life, then maybe I could fight outside a cycle, something that's for holding back, holding
Who plays the keys? I'm sure I've seen in a previous video one of them playing the keys, but I don't remember who. Leave a comment because I don't remember.
Doesn't this life will last forever? Our voices could be calling just one night. This dream is will last forever. I'm giving up, forcing the darkness, we blow into strangers. Forget what we missed, to true be alive. Don't think this life will last forever. Tell me what will last forever.
Good song, nice song, and as always, the perfect cover. But I really wish they would put out some new material. I understand Saki's just left, and it probably took them, or it's taken them a while to find their feet and get out some new material. But the sooner the better. The sooner they get over this and start putting out their own new material, then they will reaffirm themselves as the true metal band that they are. And I can't wait.
This dream is will last forever. I'm giving up, forcing the darkness, we grow into strangers. Forget what we missed, to true be alive. Don't think this life will last.
So my anecdote about cover bands, etc, etc. It's very common that when bands are starting out, new bands, and basically just a bunch of guys that get together, that they all have the same influences. In my case it was Sabbath, Zeppelin, Purple, Rush, and each of the members knows songs from these bands and has more than likely learned and practiced a few of their songs, which gives everybody something in common to start with. So a new band will start playing cover tracks together while they're drumming. They'll play covers of their favourite songs. I remember Motorhead, Ace of Spades, Black Knight, Purple, things like that. And this is fine for going out and jamming in very small venues. You can do covers. But eventually, these bands are going to have to find their own material. And this is a natural process. It'll come about while they're all jamming together. One of them will play something, the other will say, I like that, that's what we can do with that. It'll go from there. It's a natural evolution of how a band gels together. But eventually, as I said, they have to release their own material, otherwise they're going nowhere. If you're a big band, you can afford to do covers. Many big bands have done 1, 2 or 3 covers of songs that they really love or respect. But because they're big, they can get away with it. Van Halen comes to mind. There's Dive It Down, where half of the tracks were cover tracks. Many of their fans were like, what the hell is this? The reason for that was Dave Lee Roth's influence on the band. Dave was more into disco, soul, Motown than he was into rock or metal. And his influence was massive on that, and they did a lot of covers which the Van Halen brothers later on totally regretted they'd done. So that's a natural evolution of how a band gets together. And of the 3, 4, maybe 5 bands that were in this area when I was young, we all knew each other. A lot of us, well, most of us came from the same school or the same 2 or 3 schools. So we all knew each other. And if one of us got a gig or one of us was jamming and piece of equipment went rogue or broke, we would ask, can I borrow your amp, can I borrow your cab, etc. And we would do that. We all knew each other. We were all friends or friends of friends. So we all did that for each other. Now, in my contrast, when I went to Mexico, I went to a lot of gigs in Mexico. Saw a lot of bands. And guaranteed every time you went to see live music, the band would play between 12 to 14 songs in the night. Guaranteed. Minimum, let's say they played 14, the minimum songs, cover songs that they played out of 14 would be 12. Always. And always the same ones. Bohemian Rhapsody, Stairway to Heaven, Paranoid probably, a Guns N' Roses track, Toto, they always played Toto, Africa. Some others I can't remember, but these were guaranteed that you would hear every single band playing every night. And at the end they'd throw in 2 of their own, which unfortunately nobody gave a shit about. And you think, well, why would they do that? Why would they play covers? As I said in the video, cover band never got anywhere. Why would you pay to buy recorded material of a band who did covers? And covers from many, many different bands. You're paying for a mixtape of covers. Why? There's no point in that. There's no logic and there's no money for the start. But the reason in Mexico that the bands primarily, I said the majority of their songs were covers, is that the owners of the clubs told them you have to play this song. Do you know them? If they didn't, they were out. So bands had to know these songs off by heart before they could get on the stage or were allowed to perform by the owner of the club. Because he knew if the band could play these songs, like a wedding band, I suppose you could say, the band could play these songs, people would like it, people would enjoy themselves, buy more beer, spend more money, etc., etc. So that's unfortunately how cover bands work in Mexico. And of course, not one of them has ever amounted to anything. Ever. You've never heard of anyone. Now the Warning, as you all know, when they were young, they released Enter Sandman by Metallica. That's what launched them to fame, covering a Metallica song. But they were very, very young. And it was like, wow, these young ladies fantastic, listen to them play this song. And as they got older, they were approached, I'm sure more than once. They only mentioned it once, but I'm sure they were approached more than once. Cover this song, cover this song, cover this song, cover this song. And all the three ladies said no. They already knew the pitfalls of becoming a cover band, and they refused to do it. So they, from the very beginning, they wrote, composed, and they did their own material. They released their own material, and it didn't sell well to start with, but that cover version got them recognized, and through that they built their own catalogue of albums and music, and look where they are now today. So they didn't give in to the cover band. So that's my quick anecdote. Thank you for watching. See you again, I don't know, soon.